And because we are hiring more staff for the Ithaca City School District, and so we're going to go ahead and do that. And we do have a modification to the agenda. And E, good to see you.
I would just wait for Eldred to join us.
No, he's in the room. It's always, if you're in the room, you're in the room.
Just turn that backwards. We know who you are. Your reputation precedes you, Eldred.
We can talk about a whole bunch of stuff when we're done. So I think that's good. And Sean, it's good to see you.
Good to see you as well, Rob.
Good to see everybody.
Good to be out of quarantine.
Absolutely. And we have 5 board members. We are legal, and we are ready to hire some more staff for the Ithaca City School District for the upcoming school year. And we do need just to modify the agenda. So if I can have someone move the modification, we'll add it. And
I move the addition of the supplemental personnel report to be added to the agenda.
A second.
Sent by Chris, and I guess Moira likes it when we vote on that. So all in favor of adding that? That's everyone. That's great. And so let's just move on to consent agenda. Take a minute to look it over. Certainly you can move and second it, and then we can ask questions about.
I move the consent agenda.
Second by Eldred. There is the personnel reports. The recent agenda that I looked at, I don't know that I saw the Caroline Pavilion project on it. Is that late to the party? Or was it on there? Then I missed it online? You want to talk about the Caroline project, Amanda, briefly, and then, of course, there's the contract with RNs and LPNs.
Sure, so I can talk about the first 2 items, the first one being the Caroline project. The board has already accepted the donation from the Community Foundation to go toward the Caroline project build. It's an open-air pavilion that is built right on grass. There's no cement pad or anything. But due to the size of it, we need to be able to have the authority from you, the board, for us to move forward with State Education Department to be able to have Tetra Tech submit the plans and be able to have that all approved so that we can move forward. And we're hoping that by the end of the fall, this will actually be erected there on their campus. It'll be close to the Caroline outdoor classroom. There's some green space there that's like sort of next to the soccer field. And so we've walked the grounds a few times with the principal. The community will be a part of that build, as well as the Ithaca City School District staff from facilities. So it's a joint effort, and Tetra Tech again is working on this project. And there's parents in the Caroline community that are also supporting this through their expertise. So it's a very exciting project and partnership.
Just a quick follow-up. We anticipate having that quick approval back from SED to move forward on actually building these plans?
So this is simple architecture because there's no electric to this, there's no mechanical engineering, there's no HVAC. It is simply a structure, to ensure that those plans, those are usually expedited.
Great, thank you.
Other questions? The contract for RNs
Sure.
and LPNs, anything special there? Have we done that before?
So, what is the saying? Desperate times calls for desperate measures. So, unfortunately, we have identified gaps in staffing, sometimes due to absenteeism, sometimes due to the fact that somebody hasn't yet to be hired or we have interviews in the process, or they haven't made it to a board report. So this essentially is a safety net. Carrie Burke moved this forward after reaching out to a number of community partners who have nursing services available through their companies and/or agencies. And so this is a safety net for us so that we will always have nursing staff available in our buildings when necessary. This does not bind us into any kind of contract per diem, per month, per week. This is really about a support for when there is a gap and we need to utilize this agency to be able to step in to provide nursing. And so it is not replacing any staff. We will always have ICSD nursing available, but when they are absent or when there is a vacancy, until we hire someone, this will serve as sort of that filler for us.
Just charging at an hourly rate.
That is correct. That's exactly. So as you can see there, the contract, there is a link on board docs that you'd be able to see this. It's all
Right,
transparent there.
exactly.
And could I just ask as a matter of clarification, because I've heard parents concerned about school nurses in buildings. What happens within the day-to-day operations of a school if there is not a nurse on campus, say at a particular school that day?
I'm going to be looking to Lily Talcott to support me, or Bob.
We can make
Oh,
Bob do it.
We're going to make Bob.
Make Bob
Lily.
do it. Yeah.
And it's not that I don't know. I want to make sure that I get it right.
Thank you.
I was going to say, please introduce yourself.
So Lily's on deck for this, Bob, all right? So, if you need a, pinch hitter, go ahead.
The pressure's on, but historically, there have been times where we've had to contract out services, especially with nurses. Not to the extent that we have to now, and that's why you see the formal contract in front of you. Carrie does a really good job, Carrie Burke, head of our nursing. If a building is without a nurse, we have other buildings that have a couple nurses. We'll pull from there. We also can pull in a pinch from private schools that we service that sometimes are over-serviced based on the number of students they have. So between those two methodologies, we pretty much have things covered.
I was just wondering, is there a requirement that we have a school nurse?
In elementary schools, no, there's not a
Okay.
requirement, but we definitely try to do that. If, in a situation where we wouldn't be able to, there is not a legal requirement to have them at elementary schools. And then the default is, calling emergency services if needed. Parents, emergency services.
One thing though, if an IEP requires nursing, that is the requirement.
Okay, I am not taking issue with the fact that we want to provide a qualified nurse in every building every day. I just wanted some clarification.
And so I want to make sure as well, to follow up on Pat's question, we are looking at this contract, in fact, to ensure that we will have medical professionals in every building, and try to make sure that we guard against the opportunity for us not to have someone who's a medical professional in a building. Is that what I'm to understand?
That is correct.
Good. Go ahead, Ian.
Can you use your microphone, please, Eldred?
It's been so long, I forgot. So this one, I think, might be up your alley too, Bob. So I'm happy. Start there. But I see a lot of aides. We've been hearing for a long time that aides almost became as difficult for us to get as bus drivers. So what was the magic? What was our secret sauce to come up with all these people who we need for this fall? I guess the alternative question is, are we still in a staff deficit for bus drivers? Because I see one retired on the report.
Yeah, it's better than it was 2 months ago. Let's put it that way. We have some folks in the pipeline. There was really no magic. It was just hard work by staff, including Gladira, who's done, you all know, she's done a tremendous job, and other staff just getting the word out.
When I look at the website, will it reflect these current hires, or will there be a delay?
There's going to be a delay, yeah.
There'll be a delay.
Karen's over, she's actually onboarding three people as we speak. So there's a little delay in follow-up paperwork. You'll notice on the supplemental in particular, there's not a lot of salaries listed. It's like to be determined. That's just That's just the nature of the timing of this stuff, so.
Anything, any other questions? And we did learn at our last meeting where to find the open positions at the Ithaca City School District was very helpful. It's like, oh, so now we know, and the community knows as well where to find that list. So that's helpful. Moved, seconded, and all in favor, and that's everyone. So that's it really for the business. Dr. Brown, other items, anything?
Nothing from us, sir.
So that gets us to important dates upcoming. Are we looking, I'm going to get nods here or not, are we looking at a special meeting on the 7th, a week from today, that we will have another opportunity to come together and share some time because we likely will hire more people by then. So yes, so mark your calendars. We'll need another 5 brave souls, board member souls to be here so we can make that happen. Obviously, we'll let the community know whether it's more than just hiring people or if indeed we'll get an update on the 7th for what may happen with school. That would be great to know for everyone if we're going to have a more longer discussion after Labor Day about how things look. So I think we may want that information. Can I get a yes from this group? Yeah, we'll probably, tonight's going to be really short. Our next meeting, we are public now, we are being taped now, and this is a webinar now. We will have a more wide-ranging discussion next week about reopening and starting school and questions that we all have and the community has. So, are we good?
A quick addition.
Go ahead, Sean.
Next week will also be the policy committee meeting at 5 p.m. and that will include an update on the Code of Conduct Advisory, which has been working for most of the summer and hopefully close to presenting to the full board a complete remodeling of our Code of Conduct. So for folks who would like to join us and to at least hear next Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Do we have an idea where that will be?
That is a great question. I think we said the chorus room, is that correct? So we'll be sending out information digitally for everybody and posting it as soon as we possibly can.
Excellent. So we look forward to next week. We look forward to everyone having a good week this week. Obviously, Labor Day weekend. Summer's not over yet. Just keep pointing that out. It's still summer. But yeah, I'm wearing a tie. It's back to work, Dr. Brown, and that's how we roll. Thanks, everybody. Eldred, anything? Good to see you, Eldred. It's been good to see you down there. It's so that's good. So Pat, you good?
I'm good.
All right, Chris, good. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you all.
Okay.